Stop before you scroll. Your spouse might not love you. I know that's a brutal thing to say, but I'm not saying it to be cruel. I'm saying it because I lived it. And starting July 10th, 2026, it's about to happen to thousands of Americans who have no idea they're being targeted. A few days ago, the Supreme Court made a decision you probably didn't hear about. Mullin versus Doe. 6-3. The administration can terminate temporary protected status for Haiti, Burma, Syria, Somalia, and Yemen. That's not the story. The story is what happens next. Because when 200,000 people lose their legal status overnight, they don't just pack their bags and leave. They look for options. The most accessible option, the easiest, fastest way to stay in this country is marriage. Americans are about to be flooded with love, sudden, intense, undeniable love from people they've known for weeks, maybe months. Most of them won't know it's a transaction until it's too late, and that's when all hell breaks loose. I was married to a foreign national. In my case, I didn't learn about his illegal status until we broke up. He told me that he had a TPS, which is how he was in the country and that the government knows he's here. At the time, I had no clue what a TPS was. I asked for ID. He showed me a driver's license showing that he had a Georgia driver's license. People have to understand. You don't know what you don't know. No one is going to knock on your door and provide you with what you need to know. No one from this government is going to give or send you a book on their past, give you a rundown on their background. No one from the U.S. government is going to contact you to inform that this person has some illegal or status issues and to not move forward, be careful, and wait. Nope, sorry, none of that. What they will tell you oftentimes is, why didn't you do your due diligence and run a background check? I didn't because I didn't know what I didn't know. It wasn't until after I married him. I honest and truly thought it was love. I planned a future, and in the end, I had to pay a very heavy price. I believed every word, every smile, and every I love you. Then I found paperwork from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. I found so many applications hidden under a tire in an old car my illegal spouse left behind when we broke up. To see so many government applications and documents, the timelines and the calculations behind each entry of trying to get around deportation was like standing in the middle of a twilight zone. I felt sick. It was then that I realized that I was not crazy for asking and being suspicious about his true intentions. Even after the constant infidelity, did I say constant? Yeah, just want to make sure I said that. Being gaslit whenever you got too close to specifics, ignored whenever I'd ask questions about his home country. The list goes on. And now, at the time of this discovery, I felt betrayed and I was 100% alone. I mean, who in the hell was I going to explain this to? Who could believe it? It was like some horror story that had taken over my real life. I can't. Hell, I won't lie to you. It was absolutely 1,000,000% devastating to feel the drift and loss of someone you thought was real. I was sleeping with an enemy. I was living with a con artist. I wasn't a spouse. I was a green card, or in my case, access to permanent residency in the United States. Homeland Security investigates marriage fraud. Technically, but here's the reality. They're understaffed. Most of the employees I interacted with when I made my official complaint in Georgia were, get this, foreigners, not American-born citizens. and they were seemingly overwhelmed. And marriage fraud is one of the hardest crimes to prove. A foreign national enters illegally. They wait. TPS opens in 2010 after the Haiti earthquake. They register. They get work authorization. They build a life. Now TPS is gone. They revert to undocumented status. Immediate deportation, unless they have a spouse. The system is designed to catch obvious cases. It's not designed to catch people who are patient. And right now, there are tens of thousands of people who have been patient for 10, 15, 20 years. They know how to play the game, know what to say and what to show. They know which photos to take, which friends to introduce, which courtship timeline to invent, and where to meet their victims. Dating apps. This is why I hate them so much. Some of them are breeding grounds for scammers and con artists. But back in 2011, I didn't know that. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. The July 10th deadline is creating urgency. Fraud loves urgency. It's a powerful drug. It makes people stupid. Americans are about to meet people who need them desperately. When someone needs you, it feels like love or destiny, like some sort of sign. Don't fall for it. I know. I felt it. But here's what I didn't know then. There's a pattern and a very cruel method. If you know what to look for, you can see it before you sign your name on a financial affidavit. Now, let me tell you what that pattern looks like. It starts with an accelerated timeline. Someone who wants to lock things down quickly with intensity that feels romantic but is actually strategic. It includes an urgency around your income or assets. Not explicitly, but notice. They ask about your job, your savings, your family money. It includes an outsized commitment to American culture, symbols, and norms that feels almost performative. It includes a reluctance to discuss the future in a way that doesn't involve legal status. This isn't about being anti-immigrant. TPS holders or Haitian nationals or any specific group. This is about the architecture of a system that creates massive incentives for fraud and almost no enforcement. The government made a decision. The Supreme Court upheld it. That's the legal reality, but the human consequence of that legal reality is a vulnerable population, desperate people who need options, and another population, Americans who have no idea they're about to become a resource, not a partner. I don't say this to make you afraid. Hell, I try my damnedest not to say it often, if ever. I say this because I wish someone had said it to me. I wish someone had handed me a document and said, here are the red flags. Here's the timeline. Here's what you need to ask before you sign anything. Understand that their urgency is a warning that if someone needs you immediately, they need something else. I wish someone had told me to slow down. So I'll tell you what I wish I knew. Asking the right questions early can help you spot red flags and avoid heartache. Use these questions gently but firmly. The goal is transparency. Have you applied for a U.S. visa or green card before? What type? What was the outcome? Have you been married or engaged to a U.S. citizen before? Are you currently in removal or deportation proceedings? Have you ever overstayed a visa or violated visa conditions? Have you been denied visa or immigration benefits before? Can you show me current valid immigration documents? Have you ever filed or been part of a VAWA petition, Violence Against Women Act? Do you use any other names or aliases? Have you been arrested or convicted anywhere? And understand, they will more than likely, as in my case, do the opposite, quickly show you off. Having you meet their friends right away is helping them. It has nothing to do with their undying love, as if they just have to show you off to the world. No, this helps you buy into the fact that this new relationship, this urgency to marry quickly, must be love. I mean, come on. After all, they're introducing you to family and friends. This suddenly feels like a race, a deadline, a countdown. I didn't ask those questions. I wish I had. On July 10th, when the status changes and the urgency spikes and the love feels bigger than anything you've ever experienced, I hope you remember this. Pause and ask the questions you need to know. I hope you wait. Love doesn't need a deadline. Only transactions do. Until next time.